Okay, thank you for joining me for day 3. Day 3, we're going to talk about the cone. Anyone that has had an ice cream cone knows what a cone looks like. It has a point called the apex, and it has a circular base, and that's typically the cone that we would see. We would see it turned up the other way if we were going to put some ice cream into it. Now, the cone has a lateral surface area, which is just the sides, but not the circle base. It also has a total surface area, which is the sides and the base. And you can see here that there's an extra, see this one is lateral area is pi r times L, pi r times L. But down here in the surface area equation, we have pi r squared added to it. That's for this orangey circular base. Now I'm noticing that on this particular formula sheet, they did not put the volume. So let's go back to the very, very front of our packet because it's going to be there. I'll just have to scroll back a little bit. So here's our cone. The volume is 1/3 pi r squared h. So let's go do volume first, and we'll go write that down. It would benefit you, I think, to write that down because then you could come back and find it later. Oh, the volume's right there. I just wasn't looking for it, so sorry. Now, the other thing that's here that I just want to make sure that we pay attention to is this thing called the slant height. What that is, and let me grab a highlighter if it'll let me. That's this. And they call it a slant height because it's laying at a diagonal. The regular height, the straight up and down height, is right here. That's your H right there. So it's important that we understand the difference between those two things. Make that just a little bit bigger. Okay, so let's try some examples. 1/3 pi r squared h for the volume. 1/3 times pi. Now they've given me my r. My r is the radius of the circle. So that's going to be 5 squared times my h, which is 12. So that's great. We can just go straight to the Desmos calculator and we can plug that in. 1/3 times pi times r squared times h. And we'll get 314.2. Now that will be in centimeters cubed because it's volume. If we go down here to surface area, we have an R and we have an L. Our R is 3. That's the radius of the circle. Our L is 7. It's laying at a slant. And let's go grab our surface area, pi r squared plus pi r L. So we'll have the r squared is 3 squared. And our L is 7. So what's going to happen here, I'm going to hit my highlighter. This is going to be your lateral area, and both of these added together will be your surface area. So I'm going to go over to the Desmos calculator. Pi times 3 squared plus pi times 3, which is r, times 7, which is L, and we get 94.2. Now that's surface area. Let me write in a pen, not a highlighter. So that'll be in meters squared. And we'll work a couple more of those problems when we come back together.